Welcome back to Justice for All, where wedding dreams meet courtroom reality. In today's case, a bachelorette trip to Las Vegas spirals into chaos, all because of one too many margaritas and a dance gone wrong. The bride-to-be, Bridezilla, is suing her mom's best friend for ruining her big night out. But did she really ruin it? Or is this a classic case of Bridezilla behavior gone wild? You'll see why Judge Perez doesn't hold back when emotions and egos take center stage. Let's dive in.
Good afternoon, ladies. Miss Whaler, you are suing the defendant, your mother's best friend, from what I understand, for $750.
Yes, Your Honor, that is the price of what I paid to go see a show in Vegas called Jubilee. Each ticket was $125 each, and the total was $750. I'm asking for this reimbursement because we barely got to see any of the show at all because Lorraine made such a disruption. She got us all kicked out of the show.
Okay, facts. Fill in the blanks.
Yes, Your Honor. So this was a bachelorette trip.
Your bachelorette trip?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I got my 3 bridesmaids together, and I thought as a courtesy I'd extend an invitation to my mom.
Why invite your mom? I mean, I think it's a cute idea, but why invite your mom?
I really am excited about this wedding. I was super excited to do all of the bridal things, and I wanted my mom to be a part of that, but I also didn't want my mom to feel left out, so I told her, you know, you can invite a friend, maybe like Lorraine, because I know they're very close.
Okay.
I scouted out the show. I thought it would be fun for all of us, and as a treat to all of my guests, I went ahead and bought the tickets as a thank you for coming to Vegas and paying for everything else. And I just really wound up having a really embarrassing night.
Why? What happened?
Well, we went to a bar before the show just to get a light drink, and Lorraine really had a bit to drink. She had one of those really big margaritas. I saw her ripping shots. At first I just thought, this is Vegas, you know, she's having fun. There's no harm in that. But once we were seated for the show, that again.
What did you drink, Miss Crimson?
I had a margarita, and it had been a while since I'd had anything to drink, so I was surprised that I didn't really feel anything. It didn't seem like there was much alcohol.
Watered down drinks, you know.
Yeah, probably.
I love Vegas, but probably watered down drinks. We know how that works.
And so then I had a couple shots of tequila.
All right, good for you. So you had fun.
I had fun.
Were you buzzed? Were you drunk? How did you feel?
I actually felt relaxed.
Oh, okay. Were you stumbling your words? Could you walk straight? Did you remember everything that happened?
Yes, I didn't have any problems walking. I walked in a straight line and didn't stumble at all, and could get my words out just fine. I didn't feel like I was drunk.
Okay, so you're just having a great time.
I was just having a great time.
So then, what happened then?
Actually, I brought a seat of the map and where we're sitting. If you'd like to see this evidence that I brought,
give that to Singer. So you all arrived on Friday. You had some snacks and margarita with 2 shots. Your mom had a glass of wine. You guys split a champagne. How many girls total?
There was 4 of us total, 3 bridesmaids and me.
Okay, all right. So then you're sitting on the stage, right?
Yes, as you can see from what I've brought you, we got the best seats in the house. I really wanted to ensure that everyone had a good time, which is why I splurged on the tickets. When we sat down, I thought everything was just fine, but then like 5 or 10 minutes into the show, I can see out of the corner of my eye, Lorraine got up out of her seat, and she was screaming, and she was going, woo, 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 to the song.
Did anybody stop you when you were doing that?
No, nobody made any comments. Nobody objected. Nobody. I could see security guards in the back, but they didn't come up.
Nobody?
Nobody.
What about the people on stage?
Well, actually, they seemed to be enjoying the fact that I was doing it, and one of them even reached down and gave me a high five.
Really?
Really.
Huh, nobody complained behind you or next to you?
No.
Were you really being obnoxious like she says, or what were you doing?
I was dancing.
Good for you. Is that what she was doing?
I remember it a little bit worse than that. It was like hips and like arms and just like flailing and screaming loudly. I mean, it was embarrassing.
Okay, so you were having a great time.
I was having a great time.
Okay, and even one of the performers gave you a high five?
Yes.
And were you planning on doing this the whole show, or just that it was the heat of the passion that 1 minute?
It was just, they were playing 80s songs, which are my favorite songs.
Course, yeah,
and
I get it.
And
all right.
So
You just got up and got excited, but I imagine you were planning on sitting down, or what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So the people next to you weren't upset at you, the strangers. No. And Charlotte, her mom, did she say anything to you, or was she laughing?
No, she was actually sitting there looking up at me smiling.
Got it. All right, so you were having a great old time.
Coming up on Justice for All.
It became inappropriate when she got up out of her seat.
She starts yelling at me to sit down and grabs me and tries to force me into my seat.
And later,
I found out that it was going to be a winter wedding. Yes, I assumed it was going to be local. That's when she dropped that, oh, by the way, St. Paul, Minnesota. Okay, that's an additional cost out of my pocket now.
So then what happens next, Miss Crimson?
They started playing my favorite song, Beat It.
Okay.
And, you know, in the process of the song, he goes, woo, woo!
Yeah,
and I admit, I sang along to that.
Okay.
And I was dancing and having a great time. And all of a sudden, she stands up and walks over to me and starts yelling at me to sit down and grabs me and tries to force me into my seat. And
so was she louder than you?
Yeah.
So did people turn around and notice that she was yelling at you?
Yeah, people were looking at us, and 2 security guards came up and grabbed us and hauled us out.
Wow.
But I don't understand how she thought that her yelling at me and grabbing me and trying to force me down was more appropriate than me dancing and having a good time.
Great question. It's a really good question. Do you have the answer to that? How was your yelling, which was louder than her doing woo-woo, and you grabbing over there and trying to manhandle her to sit down, how was that not more disruptive than her just moving around and saying woo-woo? The security guards didn't stop her. Nobody seemed to object. The security guards came when they heard you yell and try to put her down in her chair.
I only got out of my seat because she was not paying attention to me, waving my arm.
But that was not your job. Let her do whatever she does. If she gets kicked out, that's on her. Nobody seemed to have been kicking her out. She was having a good time. So you just leave her alone. They're not going to kick you out because they kick her out.
But it's my bachelorette party. I'm the bride. If I say sit down and be quiet, if I'm trying to indicate that, I would hope that someone who's known me my whole life would respect my wishes.
I see. So you were just pissed off that she was not obeying you. So basically, everybody had to conform to your wishes, to your instructions. So it really wasn't a fun bachelorette party. It's whatever Priscilla wanted to do was going to happen, right?
Your Honor, it was inappropriate behavior in a theater.
It is not inappropriate behavior to get up, especially in a musical type thing. It's not inappropriate. She was going to sit down. If it were inappropriate, somebody would have kicked her out.
Well, I wasn't sure what was going to happen next, and I was just trying to save a little face.
It's not your job to. You don't have to say, who are you trying to save face to? You don't know anybody in Vegas.
These are my guests. These are the people that I paid to see the show.
They're your girlfriends. Who cares? She got up for 2 seconds while Beat It was on, dancing and moving around and having a good time. But I'm not quite sure why, since you're the one that caused the commotion, that caused the security guards to come over and kick you out, why Lorraine is responsible for the entirety of the show. The rest of the girls could have stayed. They could have watched the show. Did they stay, your mom and the rest of the girls?
They did not. They joined us outside to try to handle the situation.
And they could have come back. The security guards would have let them come back. So 4 people could have enjoyed the rest of the show.
Well, I think at that point the experience was ruined for all of us.
Because you ruined it, not Lorraine. You ruined it.
I would disagree with that.
It's okay. People disagree with me every day. It doesn't bother me. The fact is that it wasn't until you got up, irate, so embarrassed because it was your party, all about you, all about you. I understand it's your bachelorette party. You wanted to have fun, but you also have to let loose. She was embarrassing you. That's what kicked you. She was embarrassing you. So when you got up to try to stop her, because she was embarrassing you, that's when the problem occurred and security kicked you out.
I believe we had a problem before that.
So it's not that Lorraine caused herself to be kicked out. Your actions caused the security to come over and kick out. And as I said, you could have gone back in. I'm sure security would have let you back in. I'm sure they would have let the rest of the girls back in. But you probably threw a fit, hissy fit. My bachelorette is ruined. She didn't do what I wanted her to do. And then I'm sure your girlfriends were terrified of you and said, oh my God, Bridezilla, I'm going to have to do whatever she wants to do. And I'm just going to have to follow her. And that's it. Is that what happened?
Pretty much, yeah.
this is a grown woman. This is a woman that is my mother's age. I would hope that, one, she would know not to get too drunk before going to see the show.
She wasn't drunk. She admits it. May I please ask? I know it's so inappropriate. May I ask how old you are?
I'm 60.
Good for you.
And I would expect a 6-year-old woman to know how to behave.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
I would expect a 30-year-old woman how to behave too. Did you act this way? Or are you like this always?
No. What is this way that I care about myself and my friends and I have a vested...
No, kind of really overbearing and very, because that's the sense I'm getting.
You know what? I'm not afraid to stand up for myself.
Good for
okay?
you. That's
so
fantastic.
If that makes me overbearing, then yeah, I'm overbearing.
Okay, good for you. That's great. But in this case, I find no legal way that Lorraine is actually responsible for $750 when you were the one who caused the commotion to get kicked out, because it's all about you. All right, so based on the evidence, I will deny your claim for $750. And Ms. Crimson, keep doing what you're doing. Keep being you, have fun, enjoy life, because it'd be horrible just to be uptight all the time, right? You got to enjoy every single minute. All right. Good luck, ladies.
Case closed and lesson learned. The judge denies the claim, reminding everyone that the law doesn't protect bruised egos. Lorraine walks away vindicated, while the so-called Bridezilla faces a harsh truth. Sometimes, it's not others ruining the fun, it's you. From a legal standpoint, this ruling reinforces one simple principle. Emotional frustration isn't financial harm. You need evidence of real loss to win compensation.
Francine Montgomery is suing LaTanya Campbell in the amount of $750. Ms. Montgomery claims she lost pay after she missed a few days of work and says it's because her friend wouldn't let her wear a coat for winter wedding photos.
Okay, ladies, Miss Campbell, I understand you got married in very cold weather.
Yes.
Tell me all about this destination wedding.
So I've always wanted to do a destination wedding ever since I was a little girl. I've been dreaming about it. I already had like the type of dress I wanted. I wanted poofy sleeves. I wanted it to be a cream white. I already had it pictured, and I wanted to do it cold in a nice cold area. So I did St. Paul, Minnesota.
So you wanted snow, basically.
Yes, I wanted snow. I wanted
like
my
Winter
photos.
Wonderland.
Yes, Winter Wonderland.
So you had your 9 bridesmaids, and I assume Miss Montgomery was one of the bridesmaids.
Yes, she was.
Okay, and you guys have been friends for a long time?
We have, for 4 years, in fact.
Okay, all right, and you agreed to be in her wedding?
I did agree to be in her wedding.
Did you know it was going to be a destination
I
wedding?
did not when I agreed upon it.
Okay,
No.
when did you find out that it was going to be in cold weather?
I assumed it was going to be local because it was never mentioned right away that it was going to be a destination wedding. Now, when she started talking about the particulars of the wedding, such as the wedding photos, that's when she dropped that, oh, by the way, St. Paul, Minnesota. Okay, that's an additional cost out of my pocket now.
Okay.
It got to the point where we were taking the wedding photos outdoors. We were told that we're not allowed to wear coats to keep ourselves warm during the photo ops. It caused for me to get a cold, honestly.
Okay, so you got a cold, you got sick. Okay.
Yes. I returned back to California, and I lost 3 days. I wasn't able to work for 3 days.
Why?
I had a severe cold that I had to take care of.
Okay.
I couldn't attend work with the cold, and so I stayed at home, and that led to it being $750 worth of lost wages, which is why we're here today.
Oh, that's why you're suing
Yes.
her, huh? When they agreed to be part of your bridesmaid group, they didn't know you were going to have a destination wedding. According to Miss Montgomery, she just had no idea until you told her. So were you clear with them if you could not afford to make these extra travel expenses, they could step away?
Yes.
All right. They also had to pay a airfare fee, hotel, food, lodge, everything.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. That's a pretty big burden.
Coming up,
Those dresses were super thin, so like without a blanket, I would have been shivering.
You still wore it.
Anybody else get sick?
Nope.
Okay.
you're watching Justice for All with Judge Christina Perez. We're back with the case of Francine Montgomery, who is suing LaTanya Campbell for lost wages.
You knew she wanted to take pictures outside. You knew they were going to be outside in the cold, in the snow, because that's what she told you guys. So you knew that there was a chance you were going to be cold. right? So you took all these risks and you still decided to do it. Now that you get a cold because you were outside for 15 minutes, for me, it's reasonable to think you could have gotten it just from the party or from the plane or from the agitation of traveling. I mean, all of that, the agitation of being in a wedding because there's so much that you need to do. So we can't really blame the cold on her.
The circumstances just, it adds up to the fact that like I would have gotten it out in that frigid air.
But the point is, nobody forced you to be part of this wedding. You knew that there was a chance you were going to be cold, right? So you took all these risks and you still decided to do it. She did not force you not to go to work. Do you have pictures of the Winter Wonderland wedding?
Yeah, I have pictures of my wedding.
And by the way, those dresses were super thin. So like without a blanket, I would have been
You still wore it.
shivering,
That's a
which is
beautiful
what I did
picture.
for the entire 15
really
minutes.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Anybody else get sick?
Nope.
Okay.
I honestly don't think it's fair. I was out of work for 3 days.
I understand, and I'm sorry about that. Don't you have sick days?
I don't have the opportunity to have sick days. I don't have an employer paying for those.
Judge Perez's verdict when Justice for All returns. You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez.
You took all these risks and you still decided to do it. Now that you get a cold because you were outside for 15 minutes, you say that's the reason why I don't have a medical doctor from somebody, a letter from a medical doctor saying that's why you got a cold.
We are best friends. I consider us best friends. She considered us best friends. As a best friend, I was going to.
How do we not know that you didn't get a cold from the plane or from the passenger sitting next to you?
The circumstances of being out in the cold
somebody
and
in the
frigid
airport?
air, it's more likely that I got it out there.
Likely, I don't know.
I honestly don't think it's fair. As a best friend,
it's not about fairness. It's about what the law says, unfortunately, and the law recognizes the term that you agreed to do something. You were not forced to participate. It is foreseeable that you were going to be cold. It's foreseeable that maybe you got a cold from the wedding, and lost wages in a case like this is not a legal appropriate remedy. So lost wages are not appropriate in this case. So I will deny your claim. Good luck, ladies. So based on the evidence, I will deny the plaintiff's claim for $750.
If you found this breakdown as eye-opening as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Gavel Queen for more jaw-dropping courtroom stories every day.